I'm live. Hello. The light would be better right here, Caroline. Here we go. Cool. Hello. How are you? Happy Thursday, May 28th. It's almost June. What a wild time. I might turn my computer around now that the sun is going down for some different light. But anywho's, let me know how you're doing. Check in with me on the little chat. And before I forget to say it, this week is going to be the last week that this class will be on YouTube Live. I want to try moving it to Zoom, so I will post all the information for that. I've been doing some other classes on Zoom, and I do like the platform for teaching. Because then I can, if you want the video on while we're practicing, see your body, give feedback, and in general, it just feels a little bit more like we're practicing together and not like I'm just talking at you. So that'll start next week, the beginning of June, and I will be starting a new series that will stay on YouTube besides the self-massage and the core classes that have been up. A new series working through the yamas and the niyamas, some of the foundational principles of this practice, as well as going through little short sequences that are geared more towards a beginner intermediate practice, but still rather good for anyone who has an established practice, honestly. We could all go through the basics and maybe learn something new the second time around, or gather a better or different understanding of a pose or a part of the practice. So yeah, those will be some new offerings coming soon. Just some few announcements I wanted to put out. Today, you'll probably want 2 block-like things and a strap-like situation. If you have a clear wall space or a door, that will also be helpful. I'm going to give some options today for some hip opening, allowing gravity to do some of the work, and that will require the use of the wall. So get yourself to a comfortable seat. We're not going to stay in seated meditation for too long. I'm just going to switch where you are. And once you get to your comfortable seat, if you want to roll the shoulders up, back, and down a few times, that might feel good. If you want to take any movements of the spine. And if you have handstand canes, hey, they make a really good table / production situation for your computer. All right. So from this comfortable seat, starting to take a longer and deeper breath. And taking that aspirant sound at the end of your exhale, the mouth were open, it would sound and just check in here. If you feel like the brain is really someplace else right now, there's a lot going on, maybe taking some gentle palpations of the body, starting with the head, giving a little pressure, or maybe some light pressure coming down the shoulders, maybe coming down the biceps, forearms, just checking in. And also do that down the neck. Also just might feel like a delightful moment of self-massage. But as well as taking the breath, maybe taking that little palpation, what does it feel good to do on the side waist, the outer hip, maybe even on the belly? Maybe even the low back. Does a brushing of the body feel better than a harder squeezing palpation? Do you like both? Just touching the body, maybe a brush down the arm to bring you to present moment. Continue that action by focusing on the breath. Long, lengthened inhale. Long, lengthened exhale. Just a few more here. No matter what's happening internally or externally, allow your focus to be on the breath. What's happening in your body. Need a little bit more grounding for the nervous system, for the mind. Moving away from Samavriti, equal length breath, and coming to unequal length breath, Visamavriti, a longer lengthened exhale. Eventually taking it twice as long as your inhale. However you're going without strain. Take the hands together at the heart, push the palms together, thumbs into the chest. Take a full round of breath. Exhale everything out so you can squeeze out even more breath. Take a long, wide inhale. We'll chant the sound of Om one time. Om. Your head to your heart, let your fingertips be the first thing you see as you open your eyes. Then come forward to hands and knees for a moment. And then stick one leg back at a time, flexing the foot pretty hard, the other leg back. Whether you were cross-legged or on the shins, maybe taking some circles of the ankles, you can roll all the way over the top of the foot, even giving yourself some foot massage here. And then notice, does the back want to bend a lot, or can you keep neutral spine and exhale the belly up and in? Try the other side. Good, and then bring yourself back to a comfortable seat, taking one last action here of breath work. If you need to sit on your couch or on the edge of a chair, do this. Use 2 blocks here today. And taking a variant or a new to me way to practice breath of fire, Kapalabhati. In a comfortable seat, finding the rib cage lifting long off of the pelvis. Just put my feet down here. Yeah, that feels better. So I can find the longest sideways possible. Inhale fully. Exhale. Take a full round of breath in. One more full round of breath out. Steady the gaze on something. Breathe only about halfway into your capacity. Maybe 75%, but probably halfway in. And then pump the breath out. Kind of slow. Inhale will happen automatically. Exhale, pump. And trying to do that without affecting the rest of the body, right? It's just the low belly that squeezes in. Breath halfway in, exhale. In. Exhale. And as you take that forceful exhale, right, again, not affecting the spine, not affecting the jaw, the shoulders are down and stable. It's just the low belly that's pumping. Almost imagining the spine like a giant chimney. You're exhaling the breath out of the top of the head. And just keep it slow, even tempo. The other way that you can think about this, anything that you have on the heart or the mind, send it out. Clear out the body. On your next exhale, hold out the breath for a moment. Take a very slow, full inhale. Hold at the top of the inhale. Pull in the pelvic floor. Maybe take slight Jalandhara Bandha, chin down, up and back. And then whenever you're ready, so going before strain, you'll slowly exhale. Take full inhale into the belly, let your belly poof out. Full exhale. Do that again. How does it feel now to take the breath fully into the low belly on the inhale? Exhale. Couple more rounds here. Kapalabhati. Inhale, halfway capacity. Exhale. Ten more. Five. Three. Two. Full exhale, full inhale, lift the arms up. Fill the sideways, fill the shoulders, fill the low belly. Exhale, hold. One more big inhale. Hold top of breath. Exhale, push the air out. Push the palms down. Feel how you feel. Breathe into the belly. Come off your height. Start to make your way to the top of your mat. Standing feet side by side. On an inhale, still using that full sideways length. Breathing into the side body, shoulder blades down the back, shoulders down the back. Exhale, forward fold. Weight into the toes. Feet can be 2 fists worth of space apart. 2 fists worth in between the big toes. Or you can work the feet closer together. Just depends on how that feels through your pelvis. Inhale, come halfway up. Finding a back bend action of the upper back for the length of the tailbone. Plant the hands totally flat. Step back to your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, maybe coming down, chaturanga, or coming all the way to the floor. Elbows squeeze back and in. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Low cobra, high cobra, or up dog. Exhale back, down dog. Breathe here. 5, 4, 3, 2, find the internal rotation of your thighs. It's like your inner thighs want to go up and back on the diagonal through the legs. 1, bottom of your breath, step or jump forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees if you need to, chest to thighs, hands to blocks. Inhale, come all the way up, or if the hands touch the floor, take the hands to the floor. Exhale, hands down by your side, Samasthiti. Inhale, lift the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, long sideways. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, maybe push the hands down and forward to hop the feet back. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, pull the heart forward. If you straighten the arms, thighs off the floor, exhale back, down dog. Pedal out the feet here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Start to turn out your right toes, bend the left knee, similar to what we did, I believe, last week. Press the outer blade of your right foot to the floor, send the butt up and back. Maybe soften the left hip towards the face. Switch to the other side. Maybe the left foot doesn't come all the way to the floor. That's okay. You can definitely take the right foot off the floor. Big inhale here. Big exhale. Outer leg stretch here. Take one breath in your neutral position. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Bottom of your breath, hold everything out. Step or jump forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing seat up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, round 3. Inhale, come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, push down and forward. Maybe coming down to Chaturanga or a variant. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the chest. Exhale back, down dog. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Watch the right pinky toe point down towards the floor. Continue to send the seat up and back. Don't let the weight fall too far forward in the hands. Lift from the hamstring. Exhale, put the foot down to the other side. The bottom leg can be bent here, but the top leg is straight and lifting. Take one more breath here. Exhale, put the foot down. Inhale, lift the heels super high. Exhale, bend the knees. Step, jump forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands down by your side. Taking 2 more Surya Namaskar A on your own. Inhaling on an upward motion. Exhaling on a downward motion. Taking your vinyasa. Lower down and come all the way to Sphinx pose if you desire. Take 3 to 5 breaths in your down dog. Hop your way forward. Finish out the salutation. Take 1 more. We'll meet in the second down dog. And if you're taking that float back, push the hands forward and down to float the butt up and back, the feet up and back. Breathe here. Once you get to your down dog, take the left arm across the body, reach for whatever you can of the right leg. Again, the knees can be bent. Look underneath your right armpit, but keep your right tricep squeezing in like it could touch the nose. Stay here or look over your left shoulder. Maybe some fun and different neck stretch. Plant the hand, inhale here, exhale. Take a child's pose whenever you need to. Take the right arm across the body. Maybe looking under the left shoulder, but keep trying to point the pointy part of the elbow, the tricep, the back of the arm towards the nose. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Keep sending the butt up and back. Keep wrapping the arm in the socket. Put the hand down. Take one breath here in your down dog. Exhale, flip over the toes. Come down to the knees. Taking an upside down moment. You could go to your wall. You could use the side of your couch or a chair like box pose. Get it out there eventually. So let's pretend this is like couch height. This is chair height. If I were to come down, and even if I have my head off the floor or on the floor, I foot, so I'm here in this like variation of tabletop. That's how close I am to my situation, whatever it is. And again, hopefully it's butt height. I can push down and lift up to start finding my butt over my shoulders. Or if you know, variation of headstand, variation of forearm balance that you'd like to do, go for it. Okay, but if I'm taking a tripod, I see all 10 fingers. I'm going to take Shirsasana here today though, grabbing opposite upper arm, clasping the hands, pushing the wrists and the forearms, the elbows into the floor. Maybe I just want to lift one leg. Maybe I lift one leg so much I start to float off the floor. 10 or so counts to do something. Breathe. If you find both legs up, hopefully you went very slow. You are feeling your balance instead of trying to force your balance. Finding a long tailbone. Finding the belly up and in. Squeezing the thighs together. And pushing into the floor. Breathe. If you are doing something asymmetrical, one leg up, make sure you take as many breaths with the other leg up. One more breath wherever you are. And then start to make your way back down. Probable child's pose. Breathe. All right. Kind of working a little bit backwards here, but starting to open the chest. If the arms are really tight, you can take, the shoulders are really tight, your strap-like thing, take it behind you, palms facing forward, pull the strap apart, take the wrists as far apart as you need to for the elbows to be straight. Again, palms facing forward, and then lift the wrist from here. If taking your palms together behind the back is a thing for your body, take the palms together behind the back, straighten the elbows. Try to keep the palms touching. From here, can you lift? You don't have to stay on the shins. You can be in any comfortable seated position. Try to lift without taking the ribs forward or the shoulder heads down, the wrists up. Breathe here. You can stay here, but if it's okay for the head to take weight, right? We could do all those upside down things we just did without the head being on the floor. I can take the head to the floor. This is technically the prep for headstand. I come shins flush to the floor, seat right over the knees, and wrists up over the head. I then take the shoulders away from the ears, and I gently reach the top of the head into the floor, and the ribs up towards the ceiling. Should feel very stable. If there's any neck pain, stay upright, squeeze palms together, reach up and back. Breathe where you are. 3, 2, 1. Unwind what you have. If possible, put hands down, push the tops of the feet into the floor, push yourself up and back to plank. Then take a vinyasa. Breathe in your down dog. 3, 2, 1. Rock forward, hold plank for a moment. Wide chest. Exhale, lower the knees if you need to. Keep taking the chest forward, the ribs in, the belly in. Slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Take a count longer than you thought you could. Take the right arm out to the side, higher than the line of the shoulder, so not quite a true T. Wiggle the fingertips away from the body a little bit, make space for the shoulder. I have my right arm out to the side, so my left leg will start to come up and over. Maybe I bend the left knee, take the foot to the floor. Maybe I can bend both knees, lift the butt, scoot it back towards the center of the mat. These are all options. Maybe I take the hand up and behind the back, the left hand, or maybe I reach it towards the right fingertips. My right palm will stay facing the floor, or if I lift my right fingertips up, my palm continues to face away from the body. Don't twist the wrist here, just a flexion of the wrist. Maybe you can encourage the back of the pelvis to come to the floor. Take a big inhale here. Take a big exhale, unwind. Internally rotate thighs, big toes together, heels apart. Do the other side, wrist a little higher than the shoulder. Wiggle the fingertips away from the body. And start to take your twisting shoulder opener here. Breathe. Maybe bend both knees, maybe just the right knee. You have your left arm out. You should feel this at the front of the chest. It should not feel like impingement on the shoulder. It should feel pec stretch and maybe a little twist in the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind what you have. Bring yourself flat to the floor. Hands behind the shoulders, thumbs touching low ribs. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Flex the feet, push the toes into the floor, lift the kneecaps. Exhale, hollow out the belly, maybe squeeze the butt a bit. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and then try to pull the ribs away from the floor. You might not move anywhere, but squeeze everything in, push down to lift the belly up, the ribs up. Take one more breath here. If you need to lower the knees to press yourself up to a plank-like position, do this. Exhale back, down, dog. Breathe here, 3, 2, 1. Bottom of your breath, step or jump forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Toes together, knees together, heels apart. Bend the knees, sit deep, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hang out here, breathe. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, maybe push forward and down to hop back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, heart forward, your back bend. Exhale, back, down dog. Step the right foot forward. Lower the left knee down, pad for the knee if you need to. Send the seat back. Send the seat forward. Put blocks underneath your hands if you need to. Send the seat back. Send the seat forward. Half split. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Ardha Hanumanasana. Anjaneyasana. Pull the belly up away from the floor. Keep the hands where they are or take them to the frontal thigh. Push down and lift the belly up and away from your thigh and then rib cage toward the ceiling. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Plant the hands inside the foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee up. Start to float the butt. You might need to turn in your right toes a little bit. Turn out your left toes a lot bit. Take the hands flat to the floor or your blocks. Bend into your right knee, making sure it goes over your second toe. And send it wide. You could even take a hand to the inner thigh here, getting inner thigh stretch. Probable inner thigh stretch on your left. Breathe here. 3, 2, 1, rotate yourself back around, plant the hands either side of the foot, step back, plank pose, exhale, lower down. Inhale, heart forward, back bend. Exhale, back, down dog. Step your left foot forward, try to heel ball mount the foot, lower the back knee down. Send the seat back, send the seat forward. Send the seat back. Forward, Anjaneyasana. Seat back, Ardha Hanumanasana. You let the spine be supple here. Let your gaze shift directions. Low lunge, gaze comes up. Half split, gaze comes down. Come forward into your low lunge. Stay here with the hands on the floor or hollow out the belly. Hands to thighs, lift up and back. Breathe here. Keep lifting the rib cage off of the pelvis. Exhale. Plant the hands inside the front foot. Straighten the right knee. Start to turn the left toes a little bit in and turn the right toes a lot bit out. Send the butt down, but try to allow the pelvis to be in line with the knees here. So not letting the butt come too close to the floor for now. Maybe using your hand or your elbow to send the left knee wide. And pressing down with that outer blade of your right foot, lifting the inner thigh. Allowing the inner thigh to get long here. Send yourself back to the center, plant the hands, take a vinyasa. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, back, down dog. Breathe here. Step or jump the feet forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Bend the knees, sit deep, working towards Surya Namaskar beat. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, push down and forward. Send yourself back. Take a vinyasa. Inhale, pull the heart forward, up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Rotate and plant the left foot. Take the right foot forward. You can also come back down to that low lunge if you like, or lift the left heel up for crescent warrior. Take the hands to the hips, squeeze the pelvis forward, right hip back, left hip forward, tailbone down, belly up. Inhale the arms up, hold here. Maybe take the palms together, maybe lean back. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, plant the hands, keep exhaling, maybe chaturanga. Inhale, heart forward, up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Rotate and plant the right foot, take the left foot forward. Square the hips as you come up, left hip back, right hip forward. Inner thigh going up towards the wall back behind you. Drop the tailbone, lift the belly, arms up, hang out. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, plant the hands, keep exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, back, down dog. You want to pause here for a moment, keeping one foot or both feet pointed. Try to feel the stretch in the top of the foot, the arch, the ankle, and not just the knuckles of the toes. You do that one side, the other side. The straighter the flipped foot is, the more intense the stretch on the front of the foot. So you decide. Take one more breath, whatever you're doing. Bottom of your breath, step or jump forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. Bend the knees, sit deep. One breath, one pose. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, pull the heart forward, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, navel in, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Rotate and plant the left foot, right foot forward. Inhale with the arms up. Warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands. Keep exhaling. Chaturanga. Skip it if you like it. Modify if you need. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, back. Down dog. Rotate and plant the right foot, left foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale again. Skip it if you need to. Modify if you need. Vinyasa. Once you get back to your down dog, hang out. 3, 2, 1. Step or jump the feet forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Then the knees sit deep, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. Finding our way to a standing balance here. So turning just so you can see, if you need height underneath your hands, find your way, couch, coffee table, what have you, blocks. Turn your right leg out, figure 4 across the left, sit back, sit down. Take the chest close to the shin, how you can, keeping the chest and the spine nice and long. Maybe that means you stay more upright. Maybe that means the elbows can come in front of the shins. Maybe that means the hands could maybe come towards the floor. Breathe it out here. Sit back, sit down. 3, 2, 1. Come out how you can. Standing balance here. Take the arms underneath the shin and see about coming up to standing, pulling the heel up towards the sternum. Pull the belly in, shoot the standing leg down long, flap the knee out to the side. You could stay here or pull the heel into the belly. My heel is actually touching my low belly. It is above the crease of my hip. If that's okay for the knee, you can also stay in that standing figure 4. That prep for flying pigeon. Maybe I drop the knee down, take the thigh backwards, drop the tailbone, lift the belly. I could reach back for the forearm, or I could even find the right hand to the right foot. If my right leg is in the hip opener. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Unwind what you have. Stand to side foot. Circle out the ankles if you need to. Feel what you feel. Left leg or other leg floats. Sit back, sit down. Take the chest forward. Breathe here. Elbows to the shin or wiggle the armpit to the shin, maybe even planting the hands to the floor. Take a big inhale here. Open up the back of the pelvis bit. Hard area to find our way into. Exhale. Inhale, stay where you are or hold. Kind of like you're cupping the shin. Lifting the shin, the heel up, dropping the knee, the thigh out to the side. Strong standing leg, no back bend in the spine. Maybe I work on knee flexion, pulling the heel into the belly, not to the hip crease. Maybe I stay here. Maybe I drop the knee down. Pull the belly in and up. Drop the tailbone down. If you took an arm behind the back, do that. You can take your left hand to your left foot. Do this. Breathe here. Exhale. Oh, balance. Unwind slowly the arms and then the leg. Put both feet on the floor. Shake it out how you need to. Standing at the top of your mat. Bend the knees, sit deep. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up. Plant the hands, push the hands forward and down, float the legs back. Maybe land straight away with elbows bent. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, back, down dog. Plant the left heel down, take the right foot forward. Inhale, lift yourself up, warrior one. Hang out here. Big inhale, square the hips. Exhale, bend the front knee. Clasp the hands behind the back. Stay in the bend here. Lift the wrists up away from the butt. Lift the shoulders, keep them up. Stay here upright or fold. Shoulder to thigh, top of head to floor. Maybe wrists up overhead towards the floor. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Take the hands to the seat, the hands to the floor. Inhale, lift yourself up, turn yourself out. Triangle pose, wide stance action. Hinge at the hip, not the waist. Take the left arm up. In this wider stance here, hand will come if it comes to the floor, behind the foot, to your block, the floor, whatever you have. Big inhale here. Maybe take the top arm long, parallel to the floor. Exhale. Maybe fire up both legs super hard, sideways super hard, and see if you can take both arms parallel to the floor. Hands to the waist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend your front knee, warrior two. Inhale, arms wide out to the side. Exhale, take your side angle. Again, long in the diagonal here. Hinging at the hip, not the waist. Maybe the hand starts to come outside the foot. Maybe it comes to your block. Lean the left side body back. Tuck the right side body under. And breathe. Inhale. Big exhale. Plant the hands either side of the foot. Step back, plank pose. Exhale, take a vinyasa. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, back, down dog. Rotate and plant the right foot, take the left foot forward. Inhale, lift the arms up, warrior one. Square the hips, exhale, bend the front knee. Belly in, take the hands back behind you. Squeeze palms, puff up. Stay here or find your forward fold. And breathe it out, left hip pulling back away from the face. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind. Inhale, lift up. Turn yourself out. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Send the thighs away from one another. Send the left hand down. Left hand comes to the shin, or if it starts to come closer towards the floor, hand is behind the heel. Lean the chest open here. Big inhale. Exhale. Maybe take the top arm long overhead. Maybe fire up the legs a lot, the belly a lot. Take everything parallel to the floor. Inhale, lift yourself up, hands to the waist. Exhale, bend the front knee. Warrior two into side angle. Reach long, take your forearm to the thigh, hand to a block, hand to the floor, outside the foot, other arm long in the diagonal. Lean the chest open. Lean the left knee wide and open. Exhale. Plant the hands either side of the foot. Step back to plank pose. Exhale, vinyasa. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, back, down dog. Breathe here. Five. Down dog. 4. 3. 2. 1. Step your right foot forward, take shorter stance, tamp the left heel down. Come about halfway up, maybe fingertips to the floor, hands to the shin without locking the knee back, or hands to blocks. Pull the right hip away from the face, hollow the belly up and away from the floor, pyramid prep here. Take one more breath here and then start twisting the spine, not the hips. Hand on either side of the foot to a block or the floor. Hand can also come to the shin. Take your twisting action here. Lean the chest back. 5, 4, 3, maybe one straight long line from fingertips to fingertips. Exhale, unwind, lower your back knee down for a moment and just watch here. Maybe I take a handstand moment. I could take a standing split moment. If you're unsure about handstand in the center of the room, practice a kick and switch. So you're working towards taking weight into the hands, practicing a kick and switch. My leg that lifts up is uber straight. My fingertips press into the floor, and I do have to lean a little bit forward. I don't want anything in front of me in case I need to flip, but don't flip, just bring your foot back down to the floor instead. Okay? So I find like a super short down dog, I rock the armpits forward. I inhale, I lift a straight leg. I see about switching and landing on the other foot. That's one option. Or you can lift up, maybe bend the bottom leg. If you're starting to find your way towards balance, maybe you find a standing moment in the center of the room, ready, get, set, go, practice. Get my mala beads out of the way, kicking and switching, or coming to that stag position. My top leg is not going forward, my top leg goes up. Take a vinyasa when you're ready. Take a full round of breath in your down dog. Rotate and plant the right foot. Send the left foot forward, shoulder stance. Variation pyramid pose here. Left hip pulls back. Maybe I come to the shin, blocks. Hollow out the low belly. Take one more breath here, then taking your twisting triangle. Hand on either side of the foot. Use height if you need it. Keep it on the shin, but if you're using the shin, the leg and the arm press into one another so you're not locking the knee back. Breathe here. 5, 4, push down through your standing arm. 3, 2, 1, unwind. And again, pause for a second, lowering that back knee down. You can do kicking and switching, kicking, switching. And every time you come down, trying to land the feet lighter and lighter. If you're trying to land the feet lighter and lighter, the arms are more engaged, the navel is more engaged. And you're using almost like a lever-like action. I was going to say counterbalance, but it's really more of a lever-like action if you're doing the split. Some time to do the thing here. And when you're ready to take a vinyasa, take a vinyasa. You need to take a child's pose. Take a child's pose. Just checking the time. Take another breath where you are, and then make your way forward to the top of your mat through your down dog. Stepping a leg out wide to the side, just turning to face you. Feet about wrist distance. Take the hands to the waist, Prasarita Padottanasana. I mean that internal rotation of the thighs. So I'm not pigeon-toeing the feet to make that happen. I'm pushing down and finding a rotation at the top of the thigh. So what that actually looks like is if I hold on to the top of my thigh and try to put my fingers together. I feel my outer hip go wide. My butt naturally wants to start to stick out. I want to exaggerate that feeling and keep that as I forward fold. At the same time, lift the low navel up. You can use your blocks out in front of you, your coffee table, what have you, or hands flat to the floor. Inhale, pull the hands back and take the chest forward, but hollow out the belly. Maybe staying here is enough. I do not want my spine to round as I walk my hands back and through. I want my spine to stay long, my legs to stay long and strong. Breathe. If the head easily comes to the floor, take the feet closer together. Inhale here. Big exhale. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hands to the waist. Squeeze the legs together, lift all the way up. Exhale here. Inhale, your arms wide out to the side. Exhale, clasp the hands behind the back. Inhale, puff up. Exhale. Weight is forward in the toes, almost like you could tip forward in somersault. Soften the wrist toward the floor. Keep internally rotating the thighs, lift the quadriceps up. Hollow the belly out. Reach the top of the head towards the floor. Prasarita Padottanasana C. Wide-legged forward fold. C variation. Inhale, come all the way up. Squeeze palms. Strong thighs. Exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, puff up. If I need to bend my knees to find first two fingers and thumb around the big toe, I will do that. Do not use your thumb as a kickstand. Tuck it in towards the palm. Inhale, reach the head away. Exhale, fold. Try to touch it to the floor, maybe even through. Breathe here. E variation. Shoulder blades up the back towards the butt. 2, 1. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale here. You can hop, step, jump the feet together, or wiggle the toes. Come to the top of your mat. Take a vinyasa. Check back in with your breath. Breathe. Take one more breath here in your down dog. And then take your right knee, set it right behind your right wrist. If scooting your butt back, we're not going to take it fully to the floor here today, but if scooting your butt back does not feel good for the knee, put something underneath the butt. Keep the butt high up here. Take hands to blocks or the floor or something out in front of you that help you press down and lift up. Tuck your back toes, lift the back thigh, and keep pulling with my right knee forward, my right hip back, and my left hip forward. External rotation of your front thigh. Internal rotation of your back thigh. Keep a squeeze. So as the knees come to the floor now, both knees are to the floor. You can stop in any of these variations. I continue that squeeze to see if I can float the chest. My hands come to my waist or up to the ceiling. Hollow out the belly, pull it up and in. And then if things are going really, really well, so stop where you need to. I can bend the back knee. I'm still floating my seat off the floor. Even though my butt goes to the floor, I float it using strength. I hold on to the big toe side of the foot. And maybe I start to pull it in towards the seat, hooking the elbow, taking frog-like variation with the arm, squaring the chest to the wall in front of you, into your thigh, waist, or up. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Unwind, vinyasa or not. And then take the other leg forward. left leg forward. And scooting back a little bit, using height if you need it. Tuck the back toes, lift the back thigh, left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, inner right thigh lifts up, inner left thigh opens to the side. Get buoyant here, use your strength, take your hands to your waist, hollow the belly how you can, and then take the back knee down. Any amount, stay somewhere, squeeze and square, maybe hold the back big toe, thumb up, pinky down, or start to take the heel outside the butt, not wide, very close outside the butt. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, vinyasa or not. All right, so options here. Lower the knees down, look forward. I could stay in a lunge on my mat. I could stay in a lunge on my mat, taking warrior one legs and softening forward and through, and it'll be the same talk through as I take you on the wall. Otherwise, we make our way to the wall, and we get gravity to do a little work here. So, on my wall space, it's hot and sweaty in here today. I don't know about for you. So on my wall space here, I'll turn out my right toes. And I'm like, arm length, maybe a little longer than arm length away from the wall. And I take my foot up, like warrior one. Turned out right leg, toes parallel to the ceiling. Just warrior one on the wall. I can take my hands to the wall here, pushing like I would into the floor, and using standing leg strength to hollow out the belly. Similar action to what we were doing to try and lift the leg up towards the face. I can hang out here, I can start to bend the elbows. This is same cueing if you're doing the lunge on the floor. Same cueing if you're doing the lunge on the floor. Maybe tuck the chin into the chest and see the back leg. Maybe notice your pelvis and try to get tailbone to point towards your back heel. That drops the outer left hip down if you have the left leg forward. Maybe the arms start to walk down the wall. Maybe same hand to same calf. I push the calf forward and I exhale. I try to scoot the shoulder under the thigh. I push forward and I scoot under the thigh. Breathe and hang out. If the arm starts to clear, like I could take my left arm straight out to the side without the thigh impinging the shoulder, I can internally rotate my left arm, take it up around the butt. I can reach palm towards the body with the right hand, back away from the body. Breathe here. 3, 2, and even touch your head to the calf or wrap it back behind. 1, unwind, start to straighten your left leg. Can you keep the fingertips or the palm to the wall? Do you need to come up and hold on to the calf or the shin? Breathe it out here. Inhale, push into the wall with the hands, slowly let that leg down. Make like penguin feet, left foot turns out, right leg comes up the wall. Lean forward here, set yourself up, press the hands into the wall. So before you take a rounding action of the spine, can you press down on the standing leg and reach up? Exhale. Maybe walk the hands down towards the floor, or if you're on the floor, down towards your back leg, bending the elbows. Maybe tuck the chin into the chest. Keep dropping. If you have the right leg forward, the right hip down, take the tailbone down towards the standing heel. If you're moving on, hands to calf, push it forward. Exhale, use your abdominal strength and wiggle the shoulder under the thigh. under the calf. So your calf muscle will actually sit right on top of the shoulder. Hang out here, or if that arm comes out to the side, easily rotating the arm internally, palm facing away from the body. Maybe other arm comes back behind. Maybe I just hold on to opposite foot and encourage head to foot. Or head to calf, head to Achilles. Maybe I can wiggle the head underneath. On back leg, take one more breath there, unwind. Press the front leg straight. Come to the shin if you need to. Push the wall away. Slowly lower the foot down. Bring yourself back to your mat. Once you get to your mat, if you'd like to take a full vinyasa, you can inhale, take a full salutation. Exhale, plant the hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or float back. Take your vinyasa. You can always hang out in down dog or a child's pose. Breathe here. 3. 2. 1. Jump through or lower the knees down, cross at the ankles, take the legs out in front. Take the flesh of the seat to the side. Paschimottanasana, maybe lifting the belly flesh up and in, and pulling my fingertips up and in as I fold forward, making space for the forward fold. If you need a strap around the feet, take a strap around the feet. If you're deep into the fold, you want to use a block. Use a block beyond the feet. Keep lengthening. And I'd like it to touch the toes. A slight firmness of the thighs. All 10 toes are working to come back towards the face in the same rate. Sometimes the pinky toes want to move forward away from the face. Pull them back. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, unwind. Let's take our back bend practice now. So let's be on the back today. I'm going to start out personally on the blocks today and then maybe move off the blocks. If you have any knee issues or pain when you start to move in towards back bends or low back stuff that happens around the sacrum and back bends, starting on blocks to set the pelvis can be a great way to avoid that. So if you have a back bend practice and you know what you want to do, go to town. Otherwise, setting the pelvis. Get your blocks handy, down by your side. I do not want the blocks to come up above the line of my pants here. I do not want the blocks to dig into my lumbar spine. I want it to sit in between tailbone and like L5, S1. Bony plate at the back of the pelvis. Slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Pull the heels into the seat. Exhale, take the tailbone towards the ceiling. Drop the low back to the floor. Inhale, lift the seat up. Place a block. Lower the butt back down. See if you can get the tailbone to come down last. Maybe you hang out here. Taking a higher height is not for everyone, but if it feels okay, maybe you flip it up to a medium height. If doing something like full wheel, doing things like up dog are okay for the low back, you're like, that's totally a part of my practice, you could flip to the highest height of your block or take 2 blocks on their low height. The higher the pelvis goes, the more you'll have to scoot the blocks ever so slightly back towards the chest. So the blocks are helping the pelvis come off the floor evenly and not be tilted in a direction, which will send pressure down toward the knees if that's a thing that happens for you. This will also traction out the low back. I could hold on to the blocks, give a little push forward towards the heels. That sends my chest slightly away from the blocks, from the heels, and I get a little traction in the low back. I can hang out here, I can clasp the hands, I can turn the palms to face up, I can start rolling the shoulders under the body. My chin is slightly lifted. My cervical spine is off the floor. I can lift one leg up. I can flex, I can point. If my heel does not come over my seat, I bend the knee. If my tailbone starts to come off the blocks, I stick out my butt more and I bend the knee. No tension here in the low back. Taking variations like Viparita Karani. Do this on blocks, or I can also do this with legs up the wall, not on height. So a similar action. Flexing and pointing again. The seat goes right underneath the heel. And then notice as you lift the leg, if the side of the pelvis comes toward the face. Try to avoid that. Try to keep even weight in between the sides. If it feels okay, you can continue to go asymmetrically, one leg at a time, or both legs up. My tailbone is still making contact with the blocks. If that's not happening, lower height. Get a block out of the way. Bend the knees, stick the butt out. No tension for the low back. Maybe floint the toes. Flex the toes, but point the foot. Breathe, squeeze inner thigh gently together. 3, 2, 1. One leg at a time. This is super important. I do not just take straight legs back down to the floor. One leg at a time, I bend the knee, I put the foot to the floor, I do the other side. If I'm on high height, lift the heels off the floor, lift the butt, scoot height out, I will take it down a notch. Down a notch for me means taking a block out of the way and then turning the next block up onto medium height and then chillaxing. Slowly, incrementally coming out so the low back doesn't seize up and freak out. Because that's a possibility. Breathe. Tuck tailbone, lift the butt, squeeze your glutes. Turn the block down. Slowly lower down. So I just keep lowering the blocks until I'm flat to the floor, taking some breaths in between. Maybe I tuck tailbone, I lift up. Once I make it all the way to the floor, one vertebra at a time, tailbone lax, hanging out, flat to the floor. Breathe here for a moment. Doing opposite action while the forward folding and hip opening that we did. Take any actions that you need here. Probable windshield wiper legs before coming up to a seat and probably taking a block with you. I come up onto the knees. I make fluff for the knees however I need to and fold the mat over a few times. If my back bend is super tight, I'll keep my toes tucked. My back bend is reasonably open. I can point the toes. Maybe start tucked and then point. I tuck tailbone just like we were. It's the same situation, just different orientation. Lift the belly up. Take the hands to the low back somewhere. And then lift the chest, squeeze elbows. If you don't feel anything here, push down on the back of your seat. It's not the low back. Lift the belly in. Take a string to your sternum up to the ceiling and squeeze elbows. Inhale, come out for a second. Maybe I need a block inside my calf. I'll take one hand back to the block, medium height, or no height, hand to calf itself. I'm gonna stay here on this medium height. I take my other free arm, I swing it up and over, and I continue to puff up the chest. If that is not a thing that's happening, do this with one hand to your back, same variation, just asymmetrical like we did earlier. Drop the thumb towards the floor, See back behind you if that's okay. If there's neck issue, you can hold on to the back of the head. Point the elbow up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. 3, 2, 1. Come out a similar way that you came in. Exhale here. I should not feel that in the low back. I should feel that probably front of thighs. Definitely upper chest, maybe a little bit shoulder. Reach back for your height. Let it be okay if it needs to be different on this side. Open the chest, reach back. Thumb down if possible. Hold the back of the head if you need to. Puff up the chest. It's like someone has a hold of your ribs and they're lifting them up. Someone has a tiny string to your thumb and they're gently encouraging it towards the floor. Your tricep goes to the ceiling now. Slowly come out a similar way you came in. You can continue to do that option, one side, the other side, or we can stay upright, holding the back of the pelvis, work down the back of the thighs. This is one option. Till my fingertips get towards the calves. I can also tuck the toes and try to, as symmetrically as possible, reach back toward the heels and puff up the chest. Do something. Breathe here. Thighs are strong. Chest is puffed up. Breathe, close the teeth, see the nose. Drop the chin back. When you're ready, come up as symmetrically as possible. If you have a block behind you, get it out of the way. Sit on the heels. Breathe here. And the best way for you, make your way back to down dog. Maybe you come forward, float up, come up and back for chaturanga. Maybe you just step back to down dog. Do something. Breathe when you get there. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down, sit in between the heels, and lay down on the back. Probable strat gravity. I'm going to lead you through variations toward leg behind the head. It doesn't necessarily mean your leg goes behind the head. I get real close, but not quite. If happy baby is tight, taking my knee wide out to the side, or even like, see, similar position how we were on the wall, now just belly button up to the ceiling. Was tight, I use my strap-like thing, and I work my hands up towards my foot. If my hand comes up towards my foot, it's easy to grab the pinky toe side of the foot. I'll hang out here. I can bend or straighten opposite leg. Maybe I take both hands to that foot, and I encourage the knee to come down to the outside of the torso, outside of the armpit. These are all places you can stay and hang out. One option is to start to take the foot over the center line of the body. I can leave the head down. That's if I have a hold of the foot with both hands. I can do some core work here, softening out our back bend work and deepening into our hip work, trying to reach the head to the foot and the foot to the head. Exhale. Next option is I do same arm work as we did in that lunge-like position. I push on the calf, I exhale, and now I need to lift the shoulder up and over the thigh and take the thigh, the knee down towards the floor. I'm going to do that a couple of times. Maybe I do that no times and I still have the strap around the foot. All levels class here. Then if that's really becoming a thing, I can start to wiggle the head towards the Achilles. Maybe. I get so close. Breathe where you are. 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, unwind. Come slowly out the way that you came in. And then pause with both legs lengthened. If the back is tender, bend the knees, put the feet to the floor. Exhale. Doing the other side. Again, maybe starting with a strap and a half happy baby. I can have this foot to the floor. I have my right leg in towards happy baby. My left leg come foot to the floor or lengthened. Maybe I hold onto the strap. Maybe I find the pinky toe side of the foot. So eventually my low back will round as my upper back rounds as well, and the leg starts to come closer towards the face. But what could you do here in this more happy baby-like position to stick the butt out, resist that rounding in the back? And then maybe taking both hands to the foot, encouraging it down. Maybe the elbows bend. And then maybe lifting the chest, it's an option. Taking the hand to the calf, pushing, lifting, rounding, scooting. Same hand to calf, opposite hand to sole of foot. To mention that other side. I push forward into the calf, but I push down on the sole of the foot to help the leg come behind the shoulder. Maybe you do that and nothing moves. That's a thing. Just try something. Last 5 or so counts. Oh, other option was taking the foot towards the face, knee out to the side. Maybe now your last 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind. Similar way that you came in. Flatten it out. If you need to drive the heels down into the floor, lift the butt, tuck the tailbone, do this and do that a couple times. You wiggle the feet in and out. There's another pose you feel like you need to take to fully finish your practice. You could do that now. Otherwise, setting ourselves up for Shavasana, taking some self-adjustments. Since probably teacher adjustments, it's going to be a long time until that happens. I flex my feet really hard and turn the toes up to the ceiling. Neutral thighs, and then I exhale, I release that. I do that a bunch of times to get the low back long. I can even add a low belly lift, a low back lengthening, and then release. Do that as many times as you like. I like my feet off the mat for this one. And then taking like we're going to fish pose. My elbows press into the floor. My head presses into the floor. I puff up the chest. It's like, you know, a cat could crawl underneath your low back, or your upper back rather. I squeeze my shoulder blades together. I take them down towards the butt. Maybe I do that a couple times. And then I lower that back down to the floor. That should make the chest feel very wide and open. Maybe I need to do that a couple times. Press elbows down, press head down, puff up the chest like fish pose. Not squeezing the low back, squeezing the upper back. Shoulder blades together like they could touch, and then down towards the butt. Also makes space for the neck. If in doing that, that made your low back feel a little crunchy, you can flex the feet like we did. You can press the heels into the floor, tuck tailbone. Just taking small adjustments until you feel as flat to the floor as possible. And maybe one more thing before we settle in fully. Checking in with your neck and jaw. Can you roll the nose from side to side? Almost like you're shaking the head no. As you go, keep going slower, keep going with less effort. You get the skull to feel heavier into the floor. Can you feel that rolling point of contact as the skull rocks side to side, across the back of the head? Do you feel any resistance happening in the neck? Do you feel the neck doing too much work? Doesn't take very much work here. Can you go slower? Does your range of motion for less work to happen need to be smaller? And then slow that down. When you're ready, pause with the nose up towards the ceiling, separate the teeth, and even let the mouth fall open, lips separating. Still have any breath control? Let it go. Brain still needs something to do here. One option is to pick a body part, much softer and weighted into the floor can that body part be? Your eyeballs in the socket, your eyelids, tongue in the mouth, your jaw, fingertips. Sending the body towards relaxation, eventually even letting that go. Stay here with your eyes closed a bit longer. Stay there with your eyes closed a bit longer. You can get up when you need to. If you're ready to start shifting back to a comfortable seat, you start to make that shift. The eyes closed the entire time. If you want to wiggle fingers and toes, that's great. You can also do nothing. You can take just the feet to the floor or the knees into the chest. You could just roll to your side or straight up to seated. Do something that feels good. And when you come to seated, take your left hand inside the right, right hand on the bottom, palms facing up, and gently touch the thumbs together, set all that back in the lap. If the eyes are open or closed, take the gaze downward. And when you're ready, bring the hands together at the heart, push the palms together, thumbs into the chest. I won't do call and response like I usually would with this chant, but feel free to join along any part of the journey. Lokaha samastaha sukhinu bhavantu. It's wishing peace and happiness for all living beings. A full round of Om, and then Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Apparently, Charlie wants to as well. Clearing his throat. Exhale everything out. Take a wide inhale. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bow your head to your heart. Take the backs of your thumbs to your forehead. Take all that to the floor. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Let me know if you have any questions. You can pop it into the chat. You could always email me at thisyogidances@gmail.com. Comments, concerns, birthdays, let me have them. But next week, just to remind you, today is Thursday, May 28th, but next week, the first week of June, this class, working to transfer it to Zoom. So look out for all of that information. Otherwise, have a great night.